Everybody, Rich Lang here with Prep U, and this is your Thursday range tip of the week. And actually this tip, it wasn't one that I thought of, although I do it every day at the range when I'm there. This actually came from a request from one of you subscribers. William Moore said, "Hey Rich, do you have anything as far as shooting positions for beginners or new shooters, any tips to give them on how to stand when they're learning to shoot?" And William, yes, I do. Matter of fact, every day I'm at the range, I am talking to several people about how to shoot and how to stand, and look at their feet and different things. A lot of it is they kind of have the idea, but they got the feet in the wrong position. Their arms are incorrect, and they're not. Otherwise, they're not really holding the firearm correctly. But this video is not about holding the firearm. That's a totally different video. We'll get to that sometime. This is your stance. This is how to stand, primarily for pistol. We'll get into rifle a little bit, but this is for pistol. So William and all those other people out there that trying to figure out positioning, this is for you. Let me move this chair and we'll get going. So anyhow, as far as the stance, I mean, there's two basic stances. There's the isosceles, which is basically a triangle, as you can see how I am right now. It's basically, your body's straight, your feet are the width of your shoulders, and they're equal across. Okay, that's the isosceles. The other one, and it depends on if you're right-handed, it's the weaver. If you're right-handed, your left foot is slightly forward, knee bent, and your right leg is back. And because you're going to be shooting like this leg is going to keep you from going backwards. If you're left-handed, totally the opposite. You're going to hold your firearm like this, elbows bent, all right? Right foot forward, left foot back to get the reaction from firing the bullet. So those are the two, the isosceles and the weaver. And that, and beyond that, you've seen some videos that talked about training as far as other stance. The other stance is more for concealed carry, people that are going to be out there in the field. We talked about it. Learn to shoot with your opposite hand. I am left-handed. I practice right-handed, both ways. Also, there's ways to stand so that you can protect people. We're not going into that right now because that's well beyond the beginners, and this is just the beginner. So a basic stance with your isosceles, legs separated at your shoulder, knees slightly bent, because otherwise you're just too rigid. Got to have some movement. All right, arms not locked, but not close. Why not close? That's why not close. When you fire, you're going to get hit in the nose. All right? And not locked, because now what happens, your shoulders take the brunt of the reaction of your firearm, and these going back constantly, they're not designed to do that. They're just not. Your elbows, when you fire, and coming back a little bit, they're designed to do that. They're designed to do this, and that's what they're absorbing. It's just pure physics. They're absorbing the recoil. All right. One thing real quick, dominant eye. Everyone's heard about the dominant eye. Basically, you're putting a triangle like this, and you close one eye, and whatever eye the image in front of you does not move, that's your dominant eye. Here's the weird thing, and this is going to happen to people. I am left-handed. I have always been left-handed. Except when I was a kid, they taught me how to bat right-handed and play hockey right-handed. But anyhow, I shoot left-handed and right-handed. Why do I do that? Well, you should in advance, but you start with whatever you're used to. But my right eye is a dominant eye. Now, I could shoot like this. I could use my dominant eye over my left hand, But can you see what it does? If you're a beginner, pick out what hand feels better holding the firearm, because you're going to have a firm grip on your firearm, and then work with your dominant eye. I suggest not crossing over. I also suggest later on when you're shooting, I shoot all rifles, both eyes open. You should learn to shoot your firearm both eyes open. The reason being is down the line it's going to be helpful for concealed carry, and because you're going to be able to see all the way around you. You have to know what's around you, your surroundings and stuff like that. You don't want to fix on your target. But for now, if you're right-handed, you're going to use your right eye, and you're going to have your right eye over the firearm, and again, you're going to put the front sight, and this is controversial. I know a lot of people don't use their back sights and everything, but that's how our ceiling gets hit. You're going to put your sight on the X, on the target, on the circle, wherever, and then bring your back sight up or down, so that it's 3 little dots, or in some cases, it's the footballs between the goalposts. That's for those of you guys that have, and gals that have Glocks, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So like I said, feet shoulder width apart. You also want, like I said, your knees bent. You want your nose over your toes. You don't want to lean back because it's just going to push you back. You don't want to lean forward because you'll have a tendency to fall too far forward. Also, another thing about too far forward, we're not going to get there yet. All right, so yeah, knees slightly bent, arms slightly bent. Oops, I'm right-handed, right? Okay. So my right eye over it, closing my left eye in the beginning. Later on, you can learn how to do it with both eyes open. And you're pretty good there. Again, feet shoulder width apart, toes, nose over toes, and the isosceles. But when we go to the weaver now, let's see, right-handed. See, yeah. So right-handed weaver, you can't get your nose over your toes because this arm coming across like this is going to keep you stable. This is going to keep you in the center. So you're not going to have that tendency to lean forward or lean back. It's going to hurt your back doing that. You're going to automatically just end up right in the center and be able to shoot. Okay? Something else, so that's the weaver, that's the other one. Grip your firearm firmly, not a death grip, because if you hold it, your hands are going to start to shake. Speaking of shaking, breathing is very important, extremely important with shooting. What you want to make sure is you inhale, exhale, and then shoot. And if you're a nervous shooter and you're up there, after a while of holding it up there and breathing and going, should I shoot, should I shoot, your arms are going to get tired and your arms are going to shake. Every once in a while, just bring it down into your belly, hold the end here, and you'll be good. Give me 1 second. I got to release my other dog. Hold on. Sorry, Mel. When they get chew sticks, Lily gets the stairs because the other one comes up and steals it. But anyhow, that doesn't have anything to do with positioning. So again, up in a reasonable amount of time, exhale, pull the trigger, pull your trigger finger back out again, okay? And relax, bring it in. So you're shooting like this, and just relax, just bring it in. Or if you're really tired, put your firearm down on the tray ahead of you. And just relax, just take it easy. Most ranges give you an hour, so you don't have to, and you can't find ammo anyhow, so take your time. Pick your firearm back up, get your grip, come up, follow your target, bring your finger in, exhale, fire. Inhale, exhale, fire. Keep those knees bent, keep that nose over your toes, fire. When you're done, set it down. I need 2 more dogs. So that's basically it, but let's take a look at some things to avoid and a few other suggestions. So, like I said, you know, it was the isosceles or the weaver, either way, is good for you to give it a shot to shoot. But things to avoid when you're shooting. All right. Don't use the walls in your lane or the tray as a crutch. Don't lean against anything because it's not going to help you, because down the road you're not going to have anything to lean up against if you're out, you know, if you're concealed carry, if you have to draw on somebody, you won't have anything. It also doesn't do you any good because it kind of throws your body off if you're leaning. Or if the tray's here, you have a tendency to do this over the tray. Now that does two things. It gives you horrible positioning. Now your neck's got to come up, all right, when you shoot. The other thing is you're leaning way over like this. Do you know where your spent rounds are going? The next lane. And they're going into the next lane and they're hitting the person over there, and it gets them kind of ticked off when that happens. So you don't want to use it as a crutch. Like I said, leaning too far forward or setting up too far forward, the spent casings end up either this way or that way, depending on which way you shoot. Also, if you have long arms, same thing. You could be off the tray, but if you're way out there with long arms, bullet casings are going over to the next lane, and I've had a lot of people complain. I just go over to the lane, pack up. So first couple rounds, check out where your casings are ending up. You know, some of them go straight back, some go directly sideways, but some go at an angle, some go at an angle backwards. So just kind of watch that. That's just courtesy. All right, rocking on the balls of your feet. I see this all the time. Hold on. Come on. I don't know what you're doing here. People will be up on their toes, or they'll be rocking back and forth and shooting and stuff like that. Or they'll shoot like this with one foot up. This gives you no stability whatsoever. Okay, it's cute, it's nice, but it doesn't make any sense. Something else, do not shoot in open-toed shoes or high heels. High heels especially, because you don't have the balance. I remember back in the 70s there was platform shoes for guys. Well, thank goodness we don't have those, but ladies, don't wear high heels. If you know you're going shooting, but if you're surprised, you know, make sure you guys or gals that are taking somebody else, don't watch what they're wearing. No open-toed shoes. Why? Those little bullet casings are really hot, and where do they end up? Between your toes. And then you get burned, and then you're running around with a firearm because you haven't done this long enough, and you don't realize that you need to put the firearm down. You need to put the firearm down if something happens. All right. Other suggestions for new people. Start with a lower caliber. Don't hand your girlfriend or your boyfriend a 45 or a 40 right off the bat. Let them get used to something. Even let them dry fire for a while. Let them feel the trigger pull. Let them feel the weight of it. Obviously, dry firing, you don't have a magazine in there and any bullets, so it's like half the weight. But let them feel it. Let them watch them, see what they're doing. Another reason to dry fire is, are they dropping their wrists? Correct that right off the bat. Just get that over with. Hey guys, relax. Anybody want two dogs? I was about to say you aren't going to be really good right off the bat, but that's not true. I find that women are a lot better off because their body mass isn't up here. It's in the hip area, so they have a tendency not to be as shaky. Guys are shaky because the body mass is up, and they hold their breath, and they take too long to shoot. But the things you want to work on the most, you need to get the body positioning and control your handgun and just the basics down, and then worry about, you know, your accuracy and stuff like that. That will come. And like we've said before, you know, once you get the body positioning down and you feel comfortable and you're relaxed, don't go out any further than 5 to 7 feet for to start shooting, basically. Because like I've said before in a lot of videos, if you're not accurate at 5 yards to 7 yards, not feet, 5 yards to 7 yards, you are not going to be accurate at 10 yards, okay? It's fun to shoot it further out, believe me. You know, have fun, you know, later on and challenge your friends to, I bet I can get closer to the X, you know, at you know, 25 yards than you can, you know. But work on your accuracy, have some fun. Hey! I'm giving them away. Again, dry fire and breathing. Those are all the things, you know, I could give you. Those are, all this is courtesy of William. Thank you, William. And I hope it helps you. If you have any questions or if you want something explained a little bit more, let me know. I've got lots of time to do these videos and things. I think what we'll do is maybe coming up in one of the range tips of the week, we'll do holding your firearm and aiming it. I know it sounds simple, but it really isn't. There's so many little idiosyncrasies, well, just like this, you know, just, you know, nose over toes, knees bent, elbows bent, not too far in, you know, just relax, and the breathing and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot to think about, but you know what, over time it'll all work out, you know. So, but that's it, you know, that's it for this week's range tip of the week. Thank you very much, subscribers. Thank you. Hey, do me a favor, pass this on to people that you know that are shooters or want to be shooters or preppers or whatever, and they can see all of our other 140 plus videos. And we have a lot more coming up. They're going to be filmed very shortly. But like we always say, be aware of your surroundings now more than ever at work, home, play, school, if you're back in school, and on vacation. And don't forget, have at least 72 hours of food available for bugging out or evacuating. And please, at least 30 days of shelter-in-place food. And take a look at what you have, figure out what you use the most, and buy it and keep it in your home now. And lastly, prep like your life depends on it, because everybody, it really does. Thanks a lot. Take care. See you next time.